welcome back for another exciting episode of the Creatia Conversation, the number one news source for all that nerdish on the hub. I'm your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Porter, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined today by the honorary Oos of Creation World at the Will Gray. How you doing, Will?
I love Auto-Tune Travis more than anything. Like, that may be my favorite thing on the planet right now, is that right there.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I can make you happy today.
That's it. That's all it took. I'm good for the rest of the day now.
You're not hard to please, and I like that.
Simple man, simple needs, my guy. Simple man, simple needs.
Doing all right, though? How's everything been? What you been up to? What you been watching? How you been, what you been playing? Anything special?
The new season of Fortnite dropped. It's absolutely ridiculous. We are in the wild, as it were. They replaced all the neon Tron slidey rails with like jungle vines and stuff, which is cool. They're incorporating the transformers, which is super cool. So that and Tears of the Kingdom have been my video game world for the last couple weeks, and I'm okay with it because I'm getting a ton done. What about you? Anything new? Anything exciting?
Let's see. So me and the lady have been working our way through Picard. We just finished the second season, started the third season, so we're making our way through that. Let me see. Last week we actually finished. Was it last week? I think it was last week. We finished that show on Disney Plus, Muppets Mayhem, which is probably the most wholesome thing I've watched in a very long time. It's one of those things where we all ask you, who's your favorite Muppet?
Animal. 100%.
We are here. We are here, sir. And
that was quick. I knew as soon as I was like, Animal's the man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the whole time we're watching that show, I am loving Animal every step of the way through this entire show. And it made me happy. So it was fun. I'm glad it exists. And I doubt they'll get another season of it because why would they? Especially the way that it kind of ends in a way where it's like, yeah, they're done. But yeah, I love it.
Is this the one where they have the rock band and they're going back to the studio to re-record an album? Or is that something different? That's what this is? I saw the trailer for it and it looked amazing.
Yeah, it's good. So basically what it is they got a record deal a long time ago and they got paid up front for an album. And this was like 30 years ago or whatever, and they still have not recorded the album. So now they're going to record the album. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. We also finally got to see the Dungeons and Dragons movie, so we've seen that now. And that's another one. I'm very happy it exists. I enjoyed it. There are people getting really upset about Chris Pine's character before, like, he's not a real bard, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, he's not a bard. He's a thief rogue who plays the lute. Like that's what it is. And you look at it that way, you're fine. You don't have to be upset about him not using magic and all that. Cause I'm like, no, it's fine. He's not a bard. He doesn't have to be.
I've said my favorite thing about that movie 1,000 times. It's on my list. I've yet to actually watch it, but finding out that the director was the DM and all the cast played a campaign in Dungeons and Dragons together before they did the movie. Yeah. That's so big.
To get to the point where you really understand what you're doing right now and why you're doing everything that you're doing. Yeah.
Bingo. That was cool to me. That right there is dedication. I've been talking a lot with the documentary stuff about method acting and everything. So I think the fact they played a Dungeons and Dragons campaign before they did the movie that matched and went together so they could see how their characters would do is like ridiculous. That's the coolest of cools for me.
Yeah. But yeah, it was thoroughly enjoyable. I hope they make another one. The way the numbers were looking, it's unlikely, but I hope they do. And it wasn't like, they had a budget, but it wasn't a huge budget. It wasn't a Marvel budget or anything like that. But there were certain times you'd see things like, yeah, I'm seeing I'm seeing where the money was not spent here. But you know what? It's fine because I'm still enjoying it. That's the thing. That's the good part about it is as long as I'm still having, a good time while I am consuming your entertainment, the visuals don't bother me nearly as much as they bother other people that I've seen at least.
I watch B movies sometimes just to watch B movies. So
Yeah.
I understand what bad quality and a low budget. I don't think a low budget equates to a bad story. I
Right.
can look past shitty CGI and bad effects if the story is captivating enough.
Yeah, yeah. Or like even with video games, like there's people who were we found out a while ago. Did you ever watch that Starfield Direct?
I saw a lot of it. Yeah, I didn't make it all the way through the video, but I saw enough to go, okay, this is going to be something I'm interested in.
Yeah. So two things about that. One, I need to upgrade my PC a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second. But also, they were saying on the Xbox Series X, it's going to be locked at 30 frames per second because they want to keep the fidelity up and all that kind of stuff. Not dropping that kind of stuff. There are people who are very upset, like, why isn't it running at 60? I'm like, first of all, have you ever seen a Bethesda game, sir? Like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, all these, the jank that comes with these games. Like, you want them to try to also put this up to 60 frames per second? Get your shit together. All right.
Yeah, right.
It's not happening. Let's hope that you don't get on your ship, and when you go to close the door, you're stuck inside the door as it's taken off. Like it's
taking damage as it happens because there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. So let's just, chill there, first of all. But yeah, that doesn't bother me. I don't need it doesn't have to be 4K 60 frames per second for me to enjoy it. Is it fun? Like, they told me I can go into space and do what I want. I can be a motherfucking space pirate. I'm in. All right.
Sold.
The minute they docked on somebody else's ship and started like we're taking all your shit, I'm like, yes, I will do that all day, every day. I don't care what the rest of the game is. This is all I wanted.
10%, 10,000 times 10 out of 10. If you have a chance to be a pirate in space, you're going to do it.
Exactly. Did you ever play No Man's Sky?
I did. We've talked about this because when it first came out, it had a lot of flack for not being the complete game. Yeah.
When I'm watching how Starfield works, I'm like, No Man's Sky crawled so Starfield could fly. Like, that is literally what's happening here. And I'm like, you all need to call, I don't forgot his name, the director of No Man's Sky. Call him and say thank you and, kiss his feet, because had he not made that, you would not have this. Like, it's fact.
He was a martyr for the system so it could progress.
Basically. But yeah, that's what because they're using procedural generation and all that kind of stuff like he did for No Man's Sky. It's all the same shit. It's just on a much higher quality and giving us everything that he promised we'd get in No Man's Sky. Plus some, because we also get space pirates. So there's that. But I also was looking at the specs, the required specs for playing the game on PC, because that's where I'll be playing this. And the thing is, I meet all the minimum requirements easily. But I'm not quite at the recommended, requirements. And I'm like, so upgrade the graphics card, because
I was going to ask which area is the one you're most concerned about.
Graphics card, and it's not even by a lot. It's maybe just like one level up on the graphics card, basically. But one thing is, it's been 3 years since I built this PC, so it's about time anyway. But I did find out it does require an SSD card.
Okay.
So I mean, okay, so if I need a solid state drive, I'll get a solid state drive, no problem. I can find one. They're not that expensive, probably like $40 or so for a decent one. Get that put in. Just got to find one that's compatible with the motherboard I have. It's not
the nice thing is, if your computer's 3 years old and you built it yourself, 3 years in, you're absolutely right. And as long as you can find something that's compatible with the motherboard, it's literally plug and play in most cases now.
Yeah.
So
and if you're doing it one piece at a time, it's not super expensive or anything like that. It's like, okay, I'll upgrade, this now. I'll get the SD now. I'll upgrade the graphics card next month or something. It's just, take my time.
It's like having a sports car, man. You buy a piece at a time and you rebuild it as you can, but it never stops running the whole time you have it.
Exactly. So I'm looking into doing that. I had to call the guy to help me build it in the first place. I'm like, hey, which one are you thinking here? Let's go looking at SSD cards. I'm like, yeah, that Samsung is the one. I'm like, okay, you tell me Samsung, I'm in. I like Samsung. So, My TV is Samsung. My phone is Samsung. Like it's just like I'm.
The TV downstairs is Samsung. The TV here in the office is an LG. I really like the LG.
My sister likes LG. I understand why she does, and I understand why you do. They're great, great products. I like Samsung. So yeah, that's what's happening over here. I was gonna check out the Final Fantasy 16 demo yesterday, and was it yesterday? No, it was the day before yesterday that I was gonna do it, and I, use my phone, like get to start downloading. But at some point before that, our power had gone out, and I didn't realize it. So my PlayStation wasn't in rest mode; it was all the way off. So when I went to turn it on, it hadn't downloaded the damn demo. I'm like, oh. Well, I don't have time now. Like, I gotta wait for this to download and all that other kind of stuff. And like, I gotta do this, and then I gotta leave. Like, I had like an hour.
Yeah.
And like, then the time it was gonna take to download and install and all that kind of stuff, that window was now gone. I'm not gonna sit and play this for 25 minutes. So
that's not enough time to get through the load screen of a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. So maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But that was the plan.
That same thing happened to me. I had about an hour yesterday or the day before when the update happened for the Fortnite season. It was right after lunch. I was like, yeah, let's hop on. I text my sister, we're going to play. I come upstairs, updating. And it took literally like my entire lunch break to update the game because it's the first bug patch since the new season dropped. And I was like, well, there goes that fucking hour.
Yeah. I hate being a grown-up, Will.
For grown-ups happen, man.
Yeah. All right.
Is it time?
Not quite, because I just want to let everybody know and remind them, thank you for watching us here. If you're not watching us live, know that you can watch us live on twitch.tv/Creatia World every day, Monday through Friday, lunchtime, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock noon, or whatever you want to call it, Central Time. And while you're there, we'd appreciate you subscribing. If you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Prime Gaming, which means you can subscribe to us for free. Simply link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, and then boom, you got Prime Gaming. Not only do you get to subscribe to us or anybody else on Twitch, because please use that subscription, you also get perks from Twitch, like, free games and upgrades and like a lot of Fortnite stuff and all that. Because you play Fortnite, don't you, Will?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know that we were just talking about it. It was, yeah. But yeah, you get all kind of perks and shit through Twitch. So yeah, do that and give it to somebody. If you don't give it to us, give it to somebody. We would really appreciate that. Know that you have to re-up it every month. It doesn't do it automatically. So give it to somebody every month. You can also watch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/Creatia World. You watch us there, you can subscribe for free. And then you see the little bell over there? There's a little bean under the bell. Flick that bean under the bell. And that way, every time we go live, every time we drop a new video, all that good stuff. But if you flick in the bean, you want to go to Matt's favorite place to watch us, and that'd be Pornhub at pornhub.com/model/Creatia World. We also upload all of our stuff there because we are the #1 news source for all that nerdish on the hub. Go there, check that out. Now, if you want to support us financially, the best way to do that is on Patreon at patreon.com/Creatia World. For just $1, you get all of our extra stuff that we do, like Return to Wrestling with myself and the Ward Matt Ritter, where we're going through old WCW stuff. We're watching we just finished Halloween Havoc 1997. We're about to do World War III 1997. Great era of WCW. One of my favorite times. I can't really definitively say it's my favorite time, but it's definitely,
it's in there.
That. It's like the setup for my favorite time, kind of. Because like summer of '98 was fantastic for me when it comes to WCW. Like Wolfpack was my shit. Also, Multiverse, myself and Mara the Shark Watkins. We just did Flashpoint Paradox to get ourselves ready for the Flash movie coming out very, very soon. So if you want to get a little familiar with the story that this movie is based on, watch that with us. Like I said, $1, you get all those podcasts and all the ones that came before it too. So you got a whole bunch of shit that you can watch for just $1. You can also get this show ad free. You also can get exclusive merch, all that good stuff. Patreon.com/Creatia World. Okay, Will. Now I think it's time.
It's time.
It is newsy time.
Favorite thing ever.
All right, sir. Are you excited for Marvel's Secret Invasion?
I am. I am. I'm not going to say lukewarm for Secret Invasion. I'm always excited for anything Marvel related. The TV shows, that area of Marvel is something that I watch when I can, though.
Okay. Okay. What is it about them that really don't really get you wanting to get in there day one?
I always like, well, one, I know a lot of times on Disney Plus, they've been doing the weekly releases, and
Yeah,
I usually
and you
wait.
like to watch stuff
I'll
all at
watch
once. Yeah.
everything all at once. So I'll wait till the whole season drops. But also some of the stuff coming out now, and I've said it was the quality versus quantity conundrum. When Disney first took over the Marvel franchises, they just dumped a ton of semi-quality content on us. So what I'm doing is letting everybody else fish through it, and like Loki. People talked about how amazing Loki was, loved it. Then I let people that'll be like, this wasn't so great. So I just won't watch the ones that are just okay.
Okay. Okay. I understand. So, Secret Invasion is one I was actually really looking forward to because it was giving me vibes like Winter Soldier, and Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. So,
Really?
yes, it
That's a
is.
separate conversation to have, Mr. Pointer.
Oh, oh, oh. We can talk about that later. But yeah, yeah. Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. But anyway, reviews are out for the first couple episodes of Secret Invasion, and they are mixed, sir. So let's talk about it. This article comes from comicbook.com from Cameron Bonamalo. So, like a shape-shifting scroll, the first Secret Invasion reviews can be deceiving. Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige has teased the Samuel L. Jackson starring series as a twisty political thriller. Its tone likened to the 1970s conspiracy thriller vibe of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Like I said,
Bingo.
after TV critics shared their most positive social media reactions online Tuesday night, the early reviews that landed online Wednesday are more mixed. At 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, Secret Invasion is the lowest rated Marvel Studios series behind Ms. Marvel, 98%. The animated What If, 94%. I loved What If. Hawkeye, 92%. Loki, 92%. WandaVision, 91%. Moon Knight, 86%. That was an for me. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I liked
Love
it
that
enough.
one. That was a good
Huh?
one.
Yeah, I like that one. I didn't like it as much as WandaVision, but I did like it. She-Hulk Attorney at Law, I fucking loved that show. Like, they had it at 80%. It was such a dumb sitcom kind of show. I'm like, this is fun. I love this show. But anyway, instead of 007 or Mission Impossible levels of spy goodness, viewers are ultimately left with an amalgamation of Diet Captain America Winter Soldier and the Expendables, writes Adam Barnhart in the review for comicbook.com. That may not be a criticism, yet it's a jarring shift from what Marvel Studios has promised of the show. Still, Secret Invasion is Jackson, quote, at his best, and the 6-episode limited series is a past due examination of the character in only a way Jackson could accomplish, and it's something that's long past due. Secret Invasion is set in the present day Marvel Cinematic Universe, picking up with Nick Fury learning of a clandestine invasion of Earth by a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls. Fury joins his allies, including Everett Ross, Maria Hill, and the Skrull Talos, who has made a life for himself on Earth. Together, they race against time to thwart an imminent Skrull invasion and save humanity. We got a few other things. You like the Hollywood Reporter saying through 2 episodes, the series itself is a disappointment. A tremendous cast led by Samuel L. Jackson, blah, 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 keeps things generally watchable. When they're given the opportunity to interact, you can spot the best version of the show. But for the most part, Secret Invasion is more dour and even dull than one might expect from its John le Carre Graham Green trappings. Okay. But yeah, reviews are mixed to say the least. What are you thinking? Does this worry you? Do you think I don't know what they're talking about? Let me just see myself. What?
The one on the article, superhero hype. They said Secret Invasion plainly would like to be the MCU's Andor, the mature, serious show for people who generally bash the rest of the franchises for just being too CG and whimsical. I like the idea of kind of putting a serious spin on the MCU. I'm not going to hit it for that, especially on a Disney show. You know what I mean? Like, give us something that's a little bit more adult, a little bit more grown up and mature, as weird as it is to use that adjective for a show like this in a comic book movie or a comic book TV show. But I think maybe adding that little bit more of a grown up, mature spin on a drama would be a good twist for it. I don't think that'll be a bad move.
Yeah. So the things I'm seeing here aren't like Barnhart's review here. It's very subjective. It's a very subjective view on it, which I'm not a problem because reviews are usually subjective. Let's see, like they said, Diet Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I mean,
I liked that. That was a funny line.
It is, but it also is like that's kind of what I was expecting it to be anyway. Like, I'm not expecting it to be full on Captain America Winter Soldier. You know why? Because you don't have Captain America or the Winter Soldier in it. Like, but it's that same kind of vibes. You don't have those big superpowered beings in it. So yeah, it's gonna be Diet Captain America Winter Soldier. That's kind of what I'm expecting it to be. Not like, you know, I'm not turned off by that. You're basically telling me this is what I expected. You sound like you're expecting more than what it was. Let's see. Like Variety says, that Jackson excels when given the chance to lead a project comes as no meaningful surprise. He's Samuel Jackson. But in the show's first 2 episodes, he's part of a show that makes a case for itself as specifically television, which is a fairly welcome surprise for a brand that's had mixed results in this arena. So Variety says, good shit, you know? So it's just like some are saying great, some are saying not all that great, but you got to look at the reasons why when you're reading these and not just look at the number. That's really my point here.
And TV's so fucking relative, man. Like, I can read those words and go, those sound like great descriptors. But it's like reading a menu. You know what I mean? You don't know till you fucking taste the food. Like, you won't know if you like the show till you watch it. So, like, reading those makes me go, even if it was a mediocre review, the way they described it goes, I might be into that. I like mature, suspenseful dramas. I fucking love Samuel L. Badass. One of my favorite actors ever, period, anyways. So, like, even a mediocre review on the show sold me to go, okay, maybe it's worth watching.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, too. Like, I'm trying to remember if I've watched anything with Samuel L. Jackson that I said was bad.
Even Snakes on a Plane was not, it was a bad movie, but Samuel L. Jackson made it fun.
Exactly. You know that's one of those, like, I love that dumbass movie.
Yeah. Like, even a bad Samuel L. Jackson movie is okay. So even if the show does suck, we still got to watch Samuel L. for, you know, a couple episodes.
Yeah. I'm still in on it. It's not anything I'm worried about. I've been seeing some not so great reviews about this season of Black Mirror, though, which concerns me. But
that's one of those shows that could go bad quickly.
Exactly.
Because
that's why I'm worried.
They won't push it too far. And I say a lot of times in shows, if they don't have a clear, concise direction, sometimes they'll bury it without meaning to. And that's one of those shows for me where if they don't do it perfectly, the fans are going to turn on them real quick.
Exactly. So, yeah. We'll see once it comes out. The first episode drops next week. I will be watching, and I will let you know if it's any good, Will.
I might watch the first episode now just so I can see what it's about. I like it. It sounds cool.
Indeed. Moving on to the next story. Will, I got another question for you.
Sir.
When you think Netflix, what comes to mind?
In 2023, a little bit of controversy mixed with like the simple satisfaction of like an infinite buffet of, you know, TV shows and movies.
An infinite buffet, you say?
Yeah.
Of TV shows and movies, not
Correct.
Of food. You don't think restaurant when you think Netflix.
Not necessarily. There are cooking shows, but I wouldn't necessarily say a restaurant would be what would come to mind. No.
Well, The LA Times tells us that Netflix is set to launch a pop-up restaurant featuring well-known chefs. So this article, like I said, comes from the Los Angeles Times from Melissa Gomez. What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, I'm here for it.
So yeah, Netflix is debuting its first pop-up restaurant on June 30th in Los Angeles at the Short Stories Hotel. The streaming service announced earlier this week. The restaurant Netflix Bites will feature a special tasting menu curated by chefs featured in some of its most popular culinary shows, as well as custom cocktails by mixologists featured on the show Drink Masters. So, although the menu has yet to be revealed, the streaming service said chefs Curtis Stone from Iron Chef, Quest for an Iron Legend, Dominique Crin of Chef's Table and Iron Chef, and Jacques Torres. I was wondering if they had anybody from Nailed It. Okay, Jacques Torres of Nailed It are among those who will curate the menu. So I'm guessing he's in charge of desserts. That makes me happy. It will not be streaming the service's first foray into a live experience. Last year, Netflix hosted a Bridgerton Ball named after the popular series. According to the restaurant's website, it will be open daily from 5 to 10 p.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on weekends. Reservations are being accepted.
Well, food's kind of my thing, Mr. Pointer. So I'm gonna say that Dominique Crin specifically might be one of my favorite chefs on the entire planet.
Tell me about him.
A little bit of a tangent. She works primarily out of San Francisco. Her restaurant La Petite Crin is 3 Michelin stars. She was one of the first women to get 3 Michelin stars, mind you.
Okay.
So it was a big deal when she did it. But the cool thing about what Dominique does in her restaurants is her menu is a chef's prefix, meaning when you sit down, you don't get an order. You're going to eat whatever the fuck her and her team decided to feed you that day.
Yeah.
But the way she does it is the menu is a short story. So chapter 1 is one dish and you'll have a story about that dish. And then chapter 2 is another dish and it's another short story. And she builds this story. And then when you get to the end and you get the dessert, she has little snippets from every other dish that you've eaten all night and builds the dessert using the entire story from your palate the entire time. It's maybe the absolute coolest fucking way to write a menu ever. And because of the stresses behind it, she stopped using that style because they were changing it so regularly. It was a lot. Every now and then she'll still do them. But it's one of the coolest ways a chef has ever done a menu in my entire life. And I've seen some really cool stuff. So she's perfect for a chef's tasting restaurant.
Yeah, that's pretty goddamn impressive. I'm into that.
Love Dominique Crin. Curtis Stone, also a glorified badass, Iron Chef grad. He did all of that stuff. The one I don't know, I never saw Nailed It, but I do know who Jacques Torres is through the chefing world. He worked with like Christina Tosi and some of these people that came through like WD-50 and 11 Madison Park and a lot of those New York stuffs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. I'm a little disappointed they couldn't get Paul Hollywood, but I'll live.
I have a huge beef, and I'll put it on air right now with Richard Blaise.
Okay, why is that?
I've always said for the longest time that Richard Blaise is just an Abercrombie model with a spatula in his hand. The man couldn't cook a cheeseburger if somebody warmed his grill for him and patted the burger out. He doesn't know which end of the knife to hold. He sucked on the Top Chef teat for so long that cow ran dry. Richard Blaise, come at me. I'll cook you under the fucking table.
Woo! Woo! Okay. Take that, Dick.
For sure, Dick Blaise.
Well,
I love Netflix having a restaurant, though. A cool concept. I think chefs' tastings and pop-ups are my jam. I just did a pop-up. And I think the ability to keep a constant rotating staff of chefs and characters inside will just be new content weekly. Just bring in rock star chefs, let them do a week or two, and then bring in somebody else behind them. Gorgeous concept if they execute it right.
And LA is the spot for it because people will pay.
The same article says they added 10 more Michelin-rated restaurants in Los Angeles on the LA Times. So that's huge. LA and New York are up there. So like tons of good food out in LA.
Awesome. Well, now that you've called out Mr. Richard Blaze here and all that, I think it's a good time for us to take a little break. But I also want to remind you all first that you all can go to patreon.com/Creatia World, and there you can get this show ad free. But since you're not watching it there, you're going to get a word from our sponsors. Want to spice things up in the bedroom? Then it's time to check out Adam and Eve. Because you see, Adam and Eve is the leading adult toy store that offers a wide range of products to help you explore your sexual desires. Whether you're looking for something to use solo or with a partner, they have everything you need to satisfy your cravings. From vibrators to lingerie, bondage gear to lubricants, AdamandEve.com has it all. And the best part, you can shop with confidence, knowing that all their products are of high quality and backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, penis ring, vibrator, anal sex toy, bondage toy, couples toy, lube, or accessory, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. No questions asked. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Adam and Eve is giving you 50% off almost any item on their website. That's right, 50% off. And if you act now, you'll also get free shipping. So go to adamandeve.creatiaworld.com and use the offer code erotica at checkout. That's erotica at adamandeve.creatiaworld.com for 50% off almost any item and free shipping. Don't wait. This offer won't last very long. The link is in the description. Attention dog lovers. Are you looking for high quality products to spoil your furry friend? Then you need to check out dog.com. Because you see, dog.com is the go-to online store for all your dog-related needs. They offer a huge selection of dog food, treats, beds, and more. Plus, they have products for all types of dogs, from puppies to seniors and everything in between. And the best part, you can shop with confidence knowing that all their products are made with your dog's health and happiness in mind. Dog.com only stocks top-rated brands that you can trust, so you can rest easy knowing your dog is getting the best. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Dog.com is doing a big warehouse clearance sale. And all you have to do is go to dog.creatiaworld.com and you can get up to 80% off on all sorts of items like toys, treats, bones, harnesses, bowls, leashes, and anything else you can think of. So go to dog.creatiaworld.com and take advantage of this sale right now. Spoil your furry friend with the best products from dog.creatiaworld.com today. Link is in the description. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and unfocused throughout the day? Then it's time to try Dubby, the ultimate energy source. Dubby is a powerful, clean energy drink that is designed to help you stay alert and focused no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, an athlete, or especially a gamer, Dubby can give you the boost you need to take on the day or the night. It also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. And the best part, Dubby is made with high quality ingredients and is completely sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So you can enjoy the energy boost without any of the crash, jitters, or angst that comes with traditional energy drinks. Simply mix Dubby with water and you'll have a delicious, refreshing energy drink that can help you power through your entire day. And with a variety of flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dragonade, you're sure to find one that you love. So go to dubby.creatiaworld.com and order your Dubby today. And for a limited time, use code Creatia at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's Creatia at dubby.creatiaworld.com for 10% off. Try Dubby today and feel the difference. The link is in the description. And we are back. Hi, Will.
Hi.
How would you like to go into a trailer now?
Let's do a trailer. I love trailer time. That's always my favorite.
Yeah, let's go to a trailer. This is a trailer for The Devil Within Setgat. It is
okay.
A gameplay trailer here. Let's check it out. See what they got going on. Got some magic happening. Looks like she's summoning something.
Can never go wrong with a goth hottie and fishnets.
There we go. Okay. And here comes the samurai.
Very Ninja Gaiden-y. Did you play Ninja Gaiden on like the original Nintendo?
Yeah,
NES,
way back in the day.
Yeah. I love good side-scrolling like platforming games.
The game was hard.
It was. And they just progressively got harder too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like Raiden, but with a samurai sword?
Yeah. Looks like a good time to me.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a good side-scroller like Button Masher.
Okay, looks like we got some skill trees happening here.
Love a good skill tree.
Yeah, kind of reminds me a bit of Final Fantasy X's level up system.
Trying to think, did I play 10? Final Fantasy 11 was the first MMO, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's the one that I played then after 7 and 8. Lots of cool environments. It keeps changing. Sometimes you're in space. Sometimes you're in the desert. Sometimes you're in space deserts.
Hard to say. And then other times you're in that cargo hold on a spaceship.
Doctor Strange, Samurai Gaiden.
But yeah, I like that one.
That's cool. Like I said, I love a good 2D platformer anyways, but adding a little bit of a, like a skill tree and the changing environments and the element play, like I could get behind that. I'm curious to see if it's a $60 full release game or if it's going to be like an arcade, like.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably going to be like a $30 thing happening. That would be my guess, but I don't know for sure.
I would pay like $30 for a game like that. I don't know if there would have to be a lot of game to warrant a $55, $60 purchase for something like that, though.
All right. Do you frequent Taco Bell?
Without a doubt, hands down, my most frequented fast food stop.
What's your go-to order?
Well, honestly, I always get a cheesy gordita crunch combo with a taco supreme, and then I get an extra crunchy taco supreme, a beefy 5-layer burrito, and a Dr. Pepper.
Okay. So you've never gotten footwear from Taco Bell?
No, I've never gotten footwear from
You never go to Taco Bell and say, let me also get a pair of Crocs?
No, but where this conversation is going, I guess it might fucking have to happen because I've been talking about wanting a pair of Crocs real bad, Travis.
Well, sir, yes. Taco Bell did just drop some Crocs. This article comes from comicbook.com from Adam Barnhart.
Those are fire.
Al says you will definitely wear footwear from Taco Bell. So if anybody knows.
Those are cool looking. The purple and the black, like, that's dope.
Yeah. So let's read this story here. Taco Bell is expanding into the world of apparel. Tuesday, the beloved taco joint announced its own take on Crocs, revealing a dark purple sandal made in conjunction with the footwear company. As part of Crocs' focus on its mellow slide line, a new Taco Bell version will be released later this month for Taco Bell fiends across the country. Using the traditional mellow slide design, the Taco Bell variation is purple and includes the chain's iconic Bell logo on the front of the shoe. The restaurant slogan, Live Más, is then embedded within each sole. The collaboration delivers on what both our brands do best, listening to our fans and bringing their ideas to life in a fun and unexpected way, Crocs CMO Heidi Cooley said in a press release. We know it doesn't get much better than kicking back in comfort with the cheesy gordita crunch, so pairing our mellow slide with Taco Bell is the perfect combo. I also want to point out that I'm glad even Taco Bell knows that it's all about the cheesy gordita crunch.
Big fags. She's your best item on the menu.
Yeah. And then when they started doing it with the Dorito Locos Tacos too, I'm like, oh, this is top tier shit.
My favorite tweet I've ever tweeted out is the fact that one day, like right after it started, I think it's from like 2015 or 16, it says that putting a Doritos Locos Taco in a cheesy gordita crunch is like the black truffle of fast food. It's delicious. Perfect even.
That tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you there. But yeah, Taco Bell Crocs, bro. You in on the Taco Bell Crocs?
1,000% early access for Taco Bell. I'm on the press release on TacoBell.com now. I've done moved. If you're a Taco Bell Rewards member, starting June 20th, you can pre-order them, and then you can the 28th nationwide availability. So it looks like I'm going to buy some fucking $60. Well, a brand new pair of Crocs is only $45, so it's only $15 more.
For Taco Bell ones, yeah.
For Taco Bell Crocs, I'm fucking here for it. I'll buy a pair of $60 slides. Allison will buy me a pair of $60 slides.
You'll get the slides is what's important here. Oh man, I just thought that was pretty fun. Like, okay.
I like it. I'm here for, and they're cool looking. The black and the purple, like with the little splatter. It says Crocs. The Live Moss. I mean, come on. Viva la raza, right? Like Live Moss.
Oh man. All right, let's see what else we got here. Well, we had a lot of video game news happen recently. Let's get a little deeper into some more gaming stuff. So Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard has been temporarily blocked by a restraining order from the FTC. This article comes from IGN by Adam Bankhurst. A federal court in California has issued a temporary restraining order requested by the FTC that effectively blocks Microsoft's $68.7 billion deal to acquire Activision Blizzard for the time being. As reported by The Verge, the court in question agreed to issue the restraining order requested by the FTC as it considers a preliminary injunction that would allow the FTC to make a legal case against Microsoft before the deal could be completed. Accelerating the legal process in the U.S. will ultimately bring more choice and competition to the gaming market, Microsoft spokesperson David Cuddy said in a statement to The Verge. Temporary restraining order makes sense until we can receive a decision from the court, which is moving swiftly. This order means Microsoft and Activision cannot complete the deal until after 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on the fifth business day after the court rules on the FTC's request for a preliminary injunction, or if it's later, a date set by the court. As for the preliminary injunction, an evidentiary hearing on the matter will take place on June 22nd and 23rd, and Microsoft and Activision will be able to, quote, submit their brief in opposition to the motion for preliminary injunction by June 16th, 2023. The FTC will then be able to submit its reply by noon on June 20th. It's important to note that the Microsoft and Activision deal would need to close before July 18th, 2023, or the two parties will need to renegotiate. If they don't agree to new terms, Microsoft will need to pay Activision Blizzard a $3 billion breakup fee.
Jesus. Ooh, I've had some fucking expensive breakup fees, bro, but not $3 billion.
You haven't ever heard the song "It's Cheaper to Keep Her"? Like,
dude, no fucking doubt, bro. Get a dog in a six-pack, write a country song, my guy. $12 billion for a breakup fee.
$3 billion.
$3 billion, sorry. Still $3 billion. Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we'll see what's happening there. there's been a little bit of a hold on it now. So we'll see what the FTC has to say. We'll see what the courts say. I still believe this deal is going to go through. I think it's more of just we need to see all the things first before we let it go. But I'm sure it's going to go through.
Is it Sony tied up in this somehow with something going on? Like, is this the same like FTC stuff that was happening that was tied in with like Switzerland or something? We talked about an article.
Well,
a
yeah,
few months ago
the UK blocked
yeah,
it.
The UK blocking it. There you go.
Yeah,
okay, so this is still all tied into all of that stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, them acquired Activision Blizzard. It's all the same thing. People like because it's a huge deal. Like it's you bought what is effectively the biggest like third party, purveyor
on the planet, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm looking. What's the word I'm looking for?
Developer,
not developer. The one above that.
Ooh.
Producer.
Somebody in the chat, help us out. What is it above developer?
Publisher. Thank you. That's what it was. I'm like it is a P word. Why am I blanking on this fucking word? Yeah, the biggest third party publisher like in the world.
And Microsoft is like, we own you now.
Yeah, and it's probably not technically the biggest, but you know what? It's hyperbole, but still,
Blizzard's kind of a big deal in the gaming world.
Yeah. And Activision owns fucking Call of Duty. All right. It is like you essentially bought Call of Duty. That's what it is. And they were talking about how certain deals, like, yeah, we can improve this. We can do it in a way that it doesn't include Call of Duty. Like, you don't buy Activision and don't get Call of Duty. Like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I can't think of one other Activision license right offhand. I can think of Blizzard's, but thinking of Activision, you don't think of anything but Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. So it is when you get Call of Duty and you get all the Blizzard stuff, which includes Diablo, which just made a shit ton of money, which includes World of Warcraft, which includes, Overwatch, all that other stuff, So
unpopular opinion time.
Hit.
I always liked Black Ops more than I did Modern Warfare. And they were done by a different publishing company that wasn't Activision. They were the rogue ones that were done by a different company. I liked Black Ops. Yeah, let me give me 2 seconds. I'll look it up.
I know they have multiple studios that do Call of Duty games, but I thought they were all Activision studios, though.
No, there was a huge issue with it because this is why Black Ops stopped being a thing. I've got it right in front of me. Treyarch is the name of the developer. They were published by Activision. Treyarch was the developer. It's like
that's what I said. They have multiple studios.
Yeah,
they have multiple like studios that do Call of Duty. Like they have Treyarch is one of them. Respawn, I think, is one of them, and there's a couple of them.
But I liked the Black Ops. I like Treyarch's way of doing it. The darker, more, like I said, the more sinister, mature content was the way to go. Plus, Black Ops had a cool ass story.
Okay, yeah, I've never really gotten into shooters. Last shooter campaign I played through, I think, was Modern Warfare 2, way back in the day. So,
Soap.
Yeah, so
that was a great game.
It was just back in, I don't know, this was back in the PS3 days. This is the last time I played through a Call of Duty campaign.
That would have been 05, 06. Like, we would have been young pups back then.
Yeah, I got my PS3, I want to say in 08. So it was after that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with this thing. I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure it's going to go through, but we'll see.
We're talking about billions of dollars. None of us will ever truly understand what it's like to manage billions and billions of dollars. Like, it's just crazy to me to think about. Like, money's not real.
Yeah. How about we watch another trailer, Will?
Love trailers. Love them.
So something called Kizazi Moto, the Generation Fire. It's a Disney Plus thing we got happening here. So let's check that out. This might be something for the children. Let's see.
Open your eyes. It is not what we have, but what we do. Let's go.
Okay.
We are headed to the big league. Greetings, Miami, from the ruins of great Zimbabwe!
You are a disgrace to your name.
So I'm guessing this is kind of like an anthology kind of thing.
I like that.
Because each look, there's multiple different stories with different animation styles and stuff. Yeah, 10 stories from Africa. Okay, yeah. It's an anthology.
Big brain on Travis. We just watched a game on one of the showcases that did that, where like it changed styles. I'll go back through my notes and figure it out. I'll put it in the chat in a second. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope. I'm very interested.
Different animation styles for every episode, tying in 10 different stories together. Like, that's super cool idea.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
I'm here for that.
Let's see. We got another story here from comicbook.com. The Boys spinoff series, Gen V, has revealed its new look. The impact of The Boys has become apparent over the years, with the Prime Video superhero series becoming something of a phenomenon. In addition to a new season of the flagship series, the larger superhero universe of The Boys is set to expand into a spinoff series titled Gen V. And ahead of its debut sometime this year, a new look at the show has arrived. The official account for San Diego Comic-Con recently shared art from the 2023 badge design, which will be themed around the boys. This includes a piece of new key art for Gen V showing a headless Homelander statue that will presumably be tied to the Goldokin University School of Crime Fighting campus. So yeah, I'm pull this up so we can just get a look at it here. Here we go. Do I need to? Here, I'll do it this way. Just so we can see it clearly. Open up, please. There we go. All right. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, that's what the new look is. The new Homelander statue with his head, missing. There's like steam coming off of it, so it wasn't taken off, nicely. It's
that definitely looks a little forced. Definitely a little forced.
A little heat was involved, looking like yeah. So yeah, we'll see what this is. I'm interested. I like that world, so give me more of it.
I loved The Boys, the first season especially, because it was like the anti-hero superhero show.
Yeah.
Like the Homelander was cool. The Deep, that overly toxic, like alcoholic superhero, like the story arc, the shit that guy goes through in season 1 is ridiculous. And then season 2, and they just keep kind of progressing it. So I've always been like a low-key fan of The Boys. I thought it was a great show. So adding a spinoff makes sense.
Yeah. Did you ever watch it's on Netflix, Jupiter's Legacy?
I did not. No, sir.
It's a good one too. It's another superhero thing. But it's, again, not your typical Marvel kind of superhero stuff. It's very lot more of introspection on these superheroes and like what they've been going through and how you live in that kind of world as that kind of person and all that. It's The Boys, but they're not all assholes.
I kind of like that dynamic of The Boys. Like I said, the Homelander being like that good guy, then you realize behind the scenes how shitty of a person he actually is. Like I was just having a conversation with somebody how they need to do that in wrestling again. Like have this huge overtly baby face guy and then show him in the back doing all the dastardly heel shit. And thinking about it, I was describing Homelander's character. Because in the public eye, he's this perfect, prim and proper Cody Rhodes looking motherfucker. Then when he's in the back, he's doing all the evil, deceitful shit.
I mean, in a way, it's kind of what they did with Hogan in the 90s. Except they he came out and just, turned in front of everybody. But
yeah.
Similar though. It was just like he was like, and they kind of did this thing like, yeah, this is what he's been all along. He's just all like, yeah.
I think it would be a great story. So I'm here for it. Gen V, Gen 5, whatever they're going to call it. Like I'm here.
I think it's Gen V because the whole the little the drug or formula they used they were giving it was called V.
Oh
So-
yeah, Gen V. Okay, I remember now. But the whole university teaching the soups how to use their powers, that screams like Professor X to me, though. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, Ed. Super Crooks is also in the same universe as Jupiter's Legacy. It is a bit more like The Boys. It is really violent. Follows the villains. Yeah, it's a good one. Super Crooks it's an anime that goes
Nice.
with the Jupiter's Legacy is live action. But yeah,
Okay.
both great shows. So if y'all needed some other recommendations on Netflix, if you know, even though you're upset with them, because we all still are very upset with Netflix, if you're going to watch Netflix and you need something else to watch on there, Jupiter's Legacy and Super Crooks. Good stuff. I think that's it for today, man. I think that's
It's always the easiest hour when it's you and I, Travis, because we just hang out and shoot the shit for an hour and just conveniently weave in work in there. So it works
exactly.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I could easily talk to you about this shit all day, but unfortunately, we have responsibilities because we're adults, and
Yeah.
that sucks.
I don't like to use that word very often. I do my best.
Yeah. But I do want to thank you all for watching. Know that you can, watch us live and all that kind of stuff, all the places, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. But you want to check us out on the socials, you want to go to Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. On Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World. Also, while you're on Facebook, you want to check out our Facebook groups, one of them being facebook.com/group/Them Dragons. For those of you who are Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon fans, go ahead and check that out. Drop your Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon memes, or if you just got a cool picture of a dragon, just put that in there because that would make me very, very happy. I'm always down to look at new dragons and then find a way to work them into a D&D campaign. Also, Facebook. Yep. Dragons are the shit. Also, facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw is where you want to go if you're a wrestling fan. It's the official Facebook group for our wrestling podcast every Friday night, the Smacking It Raw podcast with the Ward Matt Ritter, Vince Day Delgado, and Katie Kinsey Bay every Friday night, midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central Time. Check that out and join the most non-toxic wrestling community on the internet. You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalot. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Will Gray, thanks again for being here. Tell them all where they can find you, plug your shit, all that shit.
First and foremost, as always, thank you, Travis, for allowing me to be the honorary use of It's Creatia World. I'm here for it. If you want to find my shenanigans elsewhere in the world of podcasting and pro wrestling specifically, you can check my link tree at the Will Gray. You'll find botch bots and share shots, all of my writers' profiles, everything that I do in this wild world can all be found at that link tree, the Will Gray.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. It'll be myself and Mara the Shark Watkins. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mara the Shark is back tomorrow. We'll catch y'all then. Until then, we out.